I will admit when I say I'm gonna be honest. I'm not the biggest Timberwolves fan. I don't really watch many of their games, but I just so happen to catch a Minnesota versus Denver Nuggets game that's on right now, and I saw Karl Anthony Towns put a move on Nikola Jokic, and the move was a between the legs step back, and for a man of his size, you definitely want to expect that from him. And I'm looking at his numbers from the past few games against Sacramento on February 25th. He had 34 points, 21 rebounds, shot 13 to 18 from the field. Against Atlanta, 41 points. I mean, 37 points, 12 and 19 from the field, 18 rebounds. And against Sacramento, he had 34 points. Indiana, 42 points, 15 and 29 from the field, 17 rebounds. Washington, 28 points, 12 for 18 from the field, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. OKC, 41 points, 15 to 27 from the field, 14 rebounds. Against Detroit, 24 points, 7 to 14 from the field, 4 rebounds. Against Washington, 40 points, 15 to 24 from the field, 15 rebounds. And right now against Denver, he has 27 points, 11 to 21 from the field, 9 rebounds, and the game is still going on. This dude needs to demand a trade. Now let me tell you something that really caught me off guard. And you won't believe it when I say it. You're going to have to go check the stats yourself. You won't believe me when I say this. In the last 2 seasons, this dude is shooting 40% from 3. That is crazy. He's shooting 40% from 3. He's a career 39% three-point shooter. In the 2017-2018 season, he was shooting 42% from 3. In the 2018-2019 season, he's shooting 40% from 3. In 2017-2018, he was taking 3.5 attempts. In 2018-2019, he's taking 4.8 attempts. So it's not like he's shooting 40% from 3 on 1 attempt per game. This dude is letting it fly, shooting 4 or 5 attempts from 3 a game and still shooting at a 40% clip. And, oh, by the way, he's shooting 50% from the field. 50% from the field. And he's a career 83% free throw shooter. And he's a career 11.8 rebounder. And this year he's averaging 24.5 points per game. There should have never been. Tom Thibodeau should have never put up with Jimmy Butler disrespecting Karl Anthony Towns. They traded him, but they should have traded him a bit sooner. You have this dude he's only 23, and I believe Jimmy Butler is in his late 20s. There's no way they should have let Jimmy Butler come into the locker room and disrespect this dude like this. Now, is he soft? Was some of the things Jimmy Butler was saying about the team and Karl Anthony Towns true? Maybe. I don't know. And to be honest, I don't care. Because Jimmy, let me go ahead. I'm looking up his age right now. Jimmy is 29. Karl Anthony Towns is 23. So Jimmy is, kind of in his prime, on the way out of his prime. Karl Anthony Towns has not even entered his prime yet. And let me go ahead and pull up the playoff stats. In the playoffs, in 5 games, he shot 46% from the field. Now he didn't shoot great from 3 in the playoffs. He only shot 27% from 3. But he did average 13 rebounds, and he only averaged 15 points. So he definitely needs to step up his game in the playoffs. You can't have this amazing regular season and then just turn into a bum in the playoffs. But he's still young. He's still needs some seasoning and spices and all that. He needs to get a little more experience. But dude, shooting 50% from the field and 40, you expect a big man to shoot 50% from the field. And it's not like he's just getting alley-oops and dunks and easy buckets. He's generating a lot of his own buckets. This season, he's allowing his opponent to shoot 47.2% from the field on 15.3 attempts per game, which isn't the best. Um, 2017-2018, he allowed his opponent to shoot 49.5% from the field on 15.7 attempts per game, which again is not very good at all. And in 2016-2017, he allowed his opponent to shoot 47.8% from the field on 14.9 attempts, which is again not good at all. But he's young. With the right coach, he can grow. But in the playoffs, on 16.2 attempts per game, he was allowing his opponent to shoot 44.4% from the field. And let me just go ahead and see what's the exact percentage and breakdown on the amount of points that are generated for him and the amount of points that he's generating himself without an assist. Just give me a few seconds to let this load up. Let me see. So this season, the percentage of his points that's assisted are 66.4%. Last season it was 70.4%. Pretty much his entire career, his field goals made that were assisted on were 60, almost 70%, and the field goals that he's made that were unassisted is around the 30 to 33% range. So he is being set up by his teammates a lot, but shooting 50% from the field and 40% from three, that's just amazing to me from a big man. Now he needs to improve on defense. He's already a solid rebounder. I would like to see him. You still want to play some team ball, but I would like to see him develop a go-to move to where instead of a play having to be drawn up or a teammate who's not as good as him having to create the shot for the game winner, I would like to see him develop some type of go-to move and just tell everyone, get out the way, give me the ball. Because just based off the stats, him only generating 30% of his buckets, it's not bad. They're probably playing team ball, but with somebody with his potential, I would like to see his field goals that are unassisted. I would like to see that jump. I would like to see that jump up to at least 40 to 50%. I don't want him, stopping the flow of the offense and trying to generate all of his offense by himself, but I want to see that increase a little bit. I want to see him get his own buckets, and when him doing that, maybe he'll demand a double team and be able to get his teammates easier buckets as well. He's also averaging for his career 2.4 blocks per game. So this dude has the stats. He's averaging 1.5 blocks per game and 2.4 turnovers per game. This dude has the skills. He has the talent. He just has to put it together, and he could definitely be top 5, top 10 player in the NBA in his next few years once LeBron and KD and Steph and those guys and Kawhi, Giannis, once they start to wind down and slow down. He can definitely be one of those up and coming guys. And if the Timberwolves don't get it together, I want to see him go to a contender. I want to see him go to a team who's on the bridge of being a contender. I don't want him to stay on the Timberwolves this entire time and they don't try to put any talent around him or any good pieces or get any good players in free agency. That era of the NBA is gone. I want to see him team up with some guys and possibly I want to see this guy in the playoffs. I want to see him in the finals. Because he has the moves, he has the skills, he has the stats, he has the efficiency to be one of the greats.